Hi, today I'm going to talk about speaking your truth and having integrity in your life. My background is I've been working on myself since I was about 18, personal growth and spiritual growth. And what I've figured out is that there's a lot of blame, there's a lot of anger, there's becoming a lot more violence in this world that we live in. And there's a lot of blame, a lot of judgment. It's my mum's fault. It's my wife's fault. It's my son. It's the fucking boss. When actually it's your fault. A wise woman once told me that it always comes back to self. I sort of imagine this silver slither of light going through my body. And it's a line of integrity for me. Am I walking on it? It goes through my mind, my spirit, my heart. Am I on integrity? Am I on that silver slither in my life? Or am I over here, in addiction, watching movies, distracted? Or am I living here on purpose, speaking my truth, having my own back? Having my own back. Wow, what a concept. Now, how many of you out there, like me, were a pleaser? Where you'd let people just walk all over you? Where you didn't want to stand up to people? No matter how big you are, how strong you are, you weren't worth it. You weren't worth standing up for. Everyone's been telling Ben his whole life that he's no good. Being Ben's not okay. In the end, I started to believe I wasn't okay. So I tried to be something else. A pleaser. I called on to my parents' beliefs and behaviours and I copied what they did. And I used my own head. I found my own ways to defend myself against my parents, against school, teenage years. But I found out in the end all I've got to do is have my own back and have integrity. And have the courage and the vulnerability to say what I actually feel. Not make up shit in my head. Say what I feel from my heart. I'm feeling really hurt here. The way you spoke to me, don't do that. Sometimes I go a little bit over the top. As long as I got my back, I don't care. And with each time I try and I win or I stand up or I fail, I learn a little bit more. I learn how to have my own back, how to be in integrity with myself, how to speak my truth. I mean, how much bullshit's going on in the world these days? People talking online. No one will tell you how they are. You don't know anyone. You don't know how they are. People smile. It seems fake. It seems like a fake world we live in. We're not connected anymore. We're not connected to ourselves. The men out there are becoming tame and sterile. Would know how to survive in the bush for 5 minutes. Forgot how it is to be a man. And women out there have forgot how to be a woman. Bitching about weight and dress size and look at her. What happened to community? What happened to being part of something? What happened to having integrity? Because I find when I gossip and I'm bitchy is when I'm out of integrity with myself. When I'm not living on purpose. When I'm not doing what I love. I'm 42 years old and I've been too afraid to pick up a fucking phone and talk because I love to talk. And I got a message to share with the world. I got something to share. It's sitting in here. It's always been here. And I've never let it out. I've been too afraid because I'm going to be judged. I'm going to be told I'm no good. Your dreams aren't going to go anywhere. This is your chance and you've blown it. I've got to that point where I don't care what anyone thinks. All that matters is what I think, because I've got my own back. And I'm living in integrity as much as I can. And when I get knocked off, I step back on. And I can speak my truth. I can hold my head high. Can you? Can you hold your head high? Is your life real? I was asked this question 4 years ago. Was my life real? And it wasn't. And I still fall off the bagwagon all the time. I'm only just learning how to get on it, how to get in integrity, how to find it, how to find my enthusiasm and my passion. I learnt just yesterday that we let people in our lives, partners, friends, and they can only love us as much as we love ourselves. Wow, isn't that a mind blow? Isn't that a mind fuck? All those times you've blamed your wife, you've blamed your partner, you've blamed your mum and dad, they can only love you as much as you love yourself. Do you really love yourself? I think that very few people on this planet actually do. I think a lot of people talk a lot of shit. Because I've found the way to love yourself is to be in integrity with yourself. To speak from your heart, from your truth, and still have strength, and still have warrior, still have your king, your dignity. You just take your ego out. That's what holds us back, our magician, our ego. It controls us. I'm not allowed to say this, I'm not allowed to do that. Then you end up being this tame person, locked inside, too scared to do anything. Unhappy, blaming the world, our families, friends, shit job, got no money. I wake up every morning and look in the mirror and I realise I'm my biggest problem. I'm the one who's in my road. I can be either on my team or against me all the time. And I'm starting to realise when you've got your own back and you start to speak your truth. Speak your truth to some people that you've had some residual baggage with, some resentment to, and you clean that out. It empties you out a little bit. You're a little bit lighter. You start to get you start to trust yourself more because you've actually done what you needed to do. And it's not a head talk, it's a heart talk. It's an intuitiveness. How many people out there listen to it? The little quiet voice. Or just the head chatter. I'm not good enough. You didn't do this. You're not good enough. You're fucking hopeless. It sounds like the news on TV. How many times do you talk out of doing something that felt right to you? Have you lost your ready, fire aim? Have you become that sort of person that you're afraid to go for it? Are you living life? Are you actually living, or are you just walking around dead, playing it safe, doing the fucking boring job? How long are you going to do that for? 50 fucking years, 65 years. I seen my grandma in the hospital the other day in the nursing home. And she hasn't got much of her mind left. And I realise that this life is short. And if we don't do what we're here to do, what makes us happy, what makes us feel alive, what makes us feel electricity run through our bodies, it takes courage. It's scary, it's fearful. But you know what you need to do. You know what your purpose is. And if you don't, ask the question until you do. Never give up. Never surrender. Why bother being here if you're not going to live? If you're not going to be real? You want to be shut down, Mr. Magician, Mrs. Magician. No truth to you, no substance, no realness, no integrity. It's time. It's time for you to have your own back. It's time for you to find your integrity. It's time for you to find your purpose. I'm 42 years old and I've wanted to speak on stage and speak on YouTube for as long as I can remember, and I've never had the courage to do it. But today I've picked up that phone And I'm delivering my message that's been in my heart for a long time. I love to speak. I feel electricity run through my body. I feel my chest puffing out. I feel my heart open. I feel vulnerable. I feel strong. But I don't do it because I'm too afraid. Fear has overtaken me in the past. Has fear overtaken you? How much shit do you have to put up with until you draw that line in the sand? Are you real? Do you live in integrity? Do you have your own back? Thank you.